It's a really incredible and important moment in the history of religion. We're in an age of dialogue. This is something that has not happened in the history of the human race. And we have to see that against a backdrop of a long, long history of separation, of isolation. There were regions of the world that were predominantly this or that, and there wasn't much contact across them.
All that has changed dramatically. Interreligious expressions are happening across all faiths, and in places like this Catholic Centre, founded because of a specific mandate from Vatican II to engage in more openness and dialogue with other faiths.
Father Anthony, as you know, I've come to India many times and we've met many times, but this is the first time that I've come with 12 women.
That's great.
Okay, we've got a couple of guys with us.
12 disciples, apostles.
And I understand dialogue as loving our neighbor. I think it's a new name for loving our neighbor in the 21st century. It's a way into the lives of other people with whom we share this common planet. It's what we need to be doing in this time, all around the world. It's even become more imperative as we move into the 21st century. And the amazing thing, it is happening around the world. We've seen this phenomenal growth of interfaith encounter and dialogue. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
There are connections between all of us. Learning how to communicate with people of different faiths is a major part of that, and maybe the biggest. And coming here is a step in that direction, and a big step.
And we've got this remarkable diversity within the human family in terms of religions and cultures, gender, and that's something not to fear, but something to celebrate.
It's not about believing the same things or making everyone the same, or even the familiar notion that we're looking for common ground.
That's a kind of misconception and a very unfortunate one. And it gets in the way of real exchange between people of different traditions. We need to take seriously the differences.
And they can sometimes be as subtle as common stories or characters that in fact may have an entirely different meaning in another religion. But regardless of the differences, there are things we can strive for.
When people ask what you need to be involved in dialogue with other faiths, you only need one thing: be open to listening to the voices coming to us and not transforming what they say into our own categories, but trying to understand them in their own terms.
It's a significant challenge, and one this Catholic Christian community has committed to, especially as a minority religion in India. They've looked for ways to be more relevant to the dominant Hindu culture around them. It's called enculturation.
This is the bread that came down from heaven. Whoever eats of it will never die. This is the cup of immortal nectar. Whoever drinks of it will live forever.
We do a lot of experiments with regard to enculturation. How to make Christianity Indian. The come together, debate and contest, discover and explore and experiment.
In their search for the relationship between faith and the culture that surrounds them, this community has begun to reimagine their own faith.
It is a new interpretation, vibrating with the Asian sensibilities and the Asian dreams and hopes and religious sentiments. So we have taken a new theme, retelling the story of Jesus through the stories of people. So it has cultural, social, political, economic, even ecological implications. So this is a new theme we have articulated. So inculturation.
As we travel to our next destination, we have a lot to process.